stage now, we've done our repair. Okay, we put our filler in, we rub with 80 grit, then 150 grit, then 240. Up to this stage now, we can either do it in two ways. We can either do it in acrylic, or we can use a 2-pack. Today we will be using a 2-pack, but as we go through, I'll explain the acrylic procedure as well. With this stage here, if we're doing it in a 2-pack, we'll use a 2K primer filler, and we'll give it 3 coats of 2K primer filler. As you can see, we're using a HS 2K primer, okay? And the primer mixture ratio is 4:1 with a hardener, primer hardener, okay? We've got a mixing cup here, okay? And we'll go the 4:1 ratios here, and we can put it as much as we want in our tin. If we're doing it in acrylic, we'd be using our 2-in-1 primer. Sure we clean our gun straight away. We don't want to leave any sort of 2-pack material in the gun whatsoever. Also, we can just use multi-purpose thinners to clean the gun. Always pays to pull your gun apart, take the air cap off, and undo our fluid tin, and pull our fluid metal out, and we'll give that a clean as well. Our 2K primer, okay, with 240 grit sandpaper and a block again. It's very important that with our 2K primer, we don't leave our car in 2K primer for too long. The reason being, 2K primer and all primers, whether it be 2K or acrylic, are porous. In other words, they absorb water or moisture. So if you're driving around with 2K primer or primer in your car for a long time, and you've got a bit of metal underneath that primer, don't be surprised if that metal starts to rust. Okay, we're going to rub our repair now with 240 grit sandpaper. As you can see, we've got a guide coat on there, and we'll rub now with 240 grit until the guide coat's on. Once we've rubbed it down with 240 grit sandpaper, we need to re-guide coat it again, okay, and then we're going to rub it down with 800 grit sandpaper. Now this is a 3M guide coat, it's a powder form, okay, but generally out there you can just get an aerosol bit of flat black and just spray over the top and use that as a guide coat. Like I said, a bit of 800 grit. Before we sand anything down, we should always wash our panel down, make sure there's no rocks, or dirt or anything like that, imperfections on the paint, that'll make it any coarser than what it needs to be. We only want to rub 800 grit sandpaper. You don't want to have rocks in there that would cause it to be equal to 36 grit. No block this time, I'm just using my hand. As you can see, the guide post going. Rightio. Well, now that we've rubbed this here for 800 wet sandpaper, we need to prepare the rest of the panel. What we're going to use, we're going to use an abrasive pad, a grey in colour. Okay, we're going to use some matting paste, okay, which is a little bit like sort of Salvo soap, pink in colour and a little bit sort of like Salvo soap. And what we'll do, we'll apply this to our abrasive pad and then we'll rub the rest of the panel down with the grey abrasive pad and our matting paste. Let's just take the gloss off. If there's any tar or bugs on the panel, it removes and cleans the panel of all them as well. As you can see, we've got a bit of primer in our front bar section here, so we're going to clear a section of our front bar as well, so we need to give this a rub as well. As you can see, I've sort of rubbed the whole panel with the matting paste. As you can see, I've got to do the whole panel. The reason why we're painting the whole guard for a section this big is because we'll blend our colour, our blue colour will get blended in through around here, and then we need to seal the whole guard off by putting 2 coats of the concept clear over the top, and that'll seal the whole job off. If we only blended our clear and we finished our clear around through here and we do a little blend, 6 months down the track, you'll probably find that you'll see the edge where you blended it. To blend this much of the guard, you've only got this section of the guard to go, you might as well just clear the whole panel. And that way, by clearing the whole panel, you're sealing the whole panel off and it's a better job. Just wash this down, we'll give it a bit of a clean before we run it back in the booth to paint it now. A bit of wax and grease. We just sprayed some on there. We're using a nice clean rag here to wipe it off.
As you can see on Mario's finger, he's got a wedding ring, so that means that, sorry ladies, but he's taken.
As you can see, we start to mask all this up. We put a bit of tape around all our edges, right around. Sprayed a little bit of masking paper and covered our wheel. We'll mask around the edge here. We'll mask this section of the bar and we'll mask it down through here. What I intend to do, I intend to give it a coat of colour here. Then I'm going to put our clear over the whole panel and clear up to here. As for masking, as you can see, I'm masking up to here. I've thrown a little bit of plastic over the car. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to open the plastic up and then I'll cut the plastic around here and tape it all down. The reason why we plastic the whole car is when we paint the guard, we don't want the colour Okay, we don't want overspray to go over the rest of the car. So that's what the plastic does. Covers the car, stops the overspray. I've been the VGs and I've got my base coat colour here, okay, the colour for the Audi, we need to thin it down. What I like to do is use one of these measuring cups, again, you can see here, it's in mils, 50 mils, 100 mils, 150 mils, etc. I'm going to put our colour in here, I'll go the 100 mils, now I need to add 100 mils of the 2K universal thinner. So I've got 100 mils of paint, now I'm going to add 100 mils of 2K universal thinner. So I'm at the 100, just over 100 mark there, I need to just go to the 200 mark with my thinner, like so. We'll thoroughly mix it now. Make sure you give it a good mix. It's already properly. Now that we've stirred the paint, we're going to put it in our pot. We'll run it through this paper cone strainer, just in case we picked up any dust or dirt in the end. When I was in the spray booth, I applied one coat over our primer repair. The second coat, I went probably about 2 to 4 inches bigger. And then on our third and final coat, I went about another 2 to 4 inches bigger than that again. And what that does is blend it within the panel, but not going to the edge of the panel. Now what I'm going to do, I'm going to mix up some 2K clear, and I'm going to apply 2 coats of 2K clear. Here, you'll see, this is where our old primer mark was. Our first coat went over the primer, second coat was a little bit bigger, then the third coat went up around here and I blended it in through here. It's probably about this big here. That's all it is. As you can see on the tape here, there's no blue paint here, okay? There's no blue paint over here, which it tells me when I clear my whole panel now, when you unmask it, the bonnet and the guard will be exactly the same. The door and the guard here, the colour will be exactly the same because I put no colour on. Now we're going to mix up our 2K clear. We're going to be using the 2K clear today. Now we're going to mix it up at a 2 to 1 ratio. That's the mixing ratio. We've got a 2 to 1 stick here. We'll place it in the cup and we'll mix it up. Now with our 2K clear compared to our acrylic clear, the difference is 2K will be off the gun finish. Our acrylic, we need to cut it back and buff it. We've got our 2K clear, now we're going to put our hardener in. We've got the number 2 on our stick, we'll go next number 2 on our stick with our hardener. No thinners required, just got to add our 2 parts together like so, thoroughly mix it, it's ready for use.